Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. Hope you're doing well. I really do hope that. Turbulent, difficult times in the Chelsea footballing climate, and indeed, more importantly, the geopolitical climate. What's going on in the world right now? I don't know if we are always going to caveat each video with that, tragic truth. But that's the way things are at the moment. Of course, bombshell yesterday, Chelsea confirmed they're selling, or Roman confirmed selling Chelsea Football Club, and Chelsea, of course, had a victory away at Luton Town in the FA Cup. Lots to get into today, but before we do, check this out. I'm really excited about this one, guys. I'm delighted to announce this video is brought to you by SPITCH. SPITCH is the ultimate fantasy football game that rises above the rest, for me personally, because it uses Opta stats. No longer do you just need goals and assists and clean sheets to win points, it's got an intricate and intelligent system that understands football and rewards you accordingly. Unlike regular fantasy football, SPITCH you can just play once a week. You don't have to commit long term to the whole season. You can play for the upcoming week and enjoy your success just for that week in isolation. SPITCH is available for people in the UK and Ireland for ages over 18, and you can play for free, or you can wager some money and make some peas out of it, hence needing to be over 18. But you can play for free and go up against other managers and your friends every week, and you could win your share of up to £70,000 on a weekly basis. Download SPITCH for free by clicking the link down in the description. Peace! Cool, check out SPITCH now. Right. I will talk quickly about Luton Town. Great result for Chelsea, coming back from being behind twice in that game. Both their strikers scoring, and Romelu Lukaku, Timo Werner, bagging 2 assists as well, Timo Werner. And I don't even think he played very well, but that is important stuff. Sal getting a goal, great. I think for me, the biggest takeaway of that victory is Ruben Loftus-Cheek playing an incredible role in the central centre-half position. A very makeshift side, and what was a difficult game, have to face adversity. But of course, the game itself, the result, although important, has been dwarfed by the big news, of course, which is Roman Abramovich announcing he is indeed selling Chelsea. People speculated about, this going to happen, and indeed it's happening. He's obviously, if you want my raw, I suppose, more emotional reaction to the news, I'd urge you guys to go check out my previous upload where I talk about this. Of course, I'm uploading every single day, like I do every single day on this channel. Good opportunity to remind you to subscribe because, if you like the content, you'll get it every single day, so make sure the bell notifications icon is turned on. And here, why not drop a like, man? Let's get some housework in. It takes a second, click, thank you for doing so. So, Roman leaving Chelsea. I want to get into this, let's get comfortable. Wow, okay, so what does this mean for Chelsea Football Club moving forwards? One thing is for sure, it's not going to be a positive thing in terms of footballing reasons and experiences for Chelsea fans. That we need to accept. Whatever your position is on Roman Abramovich, the undeniable factors of his ownership of Chelsea has been Chelsea fans have absolutely enjoyed all the incredible elements that's come with it. The investment, the attentiveness, the positive campaigns, the charity work, the anti-discrimination, all through the vessel of Chelsea. No matter what cynical sports washing lens you view that through, the truth is that's what was happening at Chelsea, and that's what Chelsea fans got to experience. Loads of success, investment. We can talk also about, as Henry Winter said, one of the priorities for the new Chelsea ownership, looking in, making the investment, is going to be a new stadium, which might excite a lot of Chelsea fans, because Roman had reasons to move away from building the stadium. You'd imagine new ownership would come in and be like, right, Chelsea's champions of Europe, champions of the world, the best club in the capital of England, West London, amazing area, the King's Road. We need a bigger and better stadium, or rebuild on Stamford Bridge to make it that you can imagine that would be a new target for the owner, the consortium of owners, and ultimately that could be a positive thing for Chelsea fans. And what that would bring is ultimately that would bring revenue, that would bring better experiential stuff. We love Stamford Bridge, but provided it's not relocated, then I don't think anyone would have any qualms with that. I think many Chelsea fans were excited at the plans of the new stadium, the same architects that built the Bird's Nest Stadium. It looked very, exciting and good. The issue is if Chelsea do prioritise that, funds in terms of players, revenue going into player investment, and perhaps targeting trophies might change. All these things we need to consider. And here lies a big concern for Chelsea fans. Will the new ownership prioritise winning like Roman Abramovich did? You'd have to assume probably not, because new ownership would be looking at Chelsea as an investment. There'd be no sports washing owner coming in. It would be a case of, all right, let's buy Chelsea and find a way to make money. Look at the Glazers. They make loads of money out of Manchester United. They take money out of them all the time. We can do that too at Chelsea. As long as we qualify for the Champions League, the Premier League doesn't matter, winning the Champions League doesn't matter, and winning any other cups doesn't matter. That's not where the money is. The money is in the marketing deals, the money is in qualifications for these European competitions, and the money is in the participation of the league itself. Now, this is obviously quite a big cynical view, and this is probably an emotional, visceral fear reaction that I'm reacting to and talking to you guys here in this video. Whereas, new owners, whatever, they could run the club better maybe. Chelsea have been amazing under Roman Abramovich because he's been so dedicated to making us win. But we've wasted money on transfers. And, maybe the correct, appropriate structure hasn't been implemented for Chelsea to be run as well as, maybe a couple of other clubs in Europe that do really, really well. What's going to happen? Who's going to stay? Who's going to go? People have speculated on Marina Granovskaya. I think she could probably stay. She's obviously Canadian-Russian, I believe. And she came in with Roman Abramovich. People speculate maybe she'll go out with Roman Abramovich. Marina Granovskaya just won an award for best footballing club director or something. She, the first of its award, and she received it. That probably would mean she's gonna stay. I mean, for me, I have no idea. It's 50-50. What I can imagine is Roman Abramovich would probably want to bring her with him. He'd probably like, because he remember she came in from another business of Abramovich. She worked in, I don't know, was it an oil company? Is that ignorant of me to assume it was? I have a feeling it was gas, something like that. I know he made most of his money in steel. But he brought her in, and then she eventually went up and up at Chelsea. She wasn't a football person. She didn't work in football. So you could speculate and guess maybe he'll take her with him. But she's probably quite happy at Chelsea, and he'd probably give her his blessing to stay and continue on. So we don't know what happens there. Thomas Tuchel seems very happy at Chelsea, and he seems interested in building and developing something. And if you are to believe his public statements lately, then you'd think, yeah, he's going to stay, keep building, and maybe he'd probably like the idea how there's less controversy in terms of being asked questions about the owner, stuff that, he doesn't like being asked questions of things. There's stories today about the Super League being revitalised, and maybe we'll talk about that on this channel, but not in today's video. Today is about Chelsea and what happens next. So in terms of the current workings of the team and the coaches, that won't change, I don't think. We have to keep Thomas Tuchel and protect him at all costs, in my opinion. Players might be sold, whether that's big, high-profile players like Timo Werner or even Romelu Lukaku. We have to see what happens with these players. Chelsea, will they be able to spend as big? Probably not. Will that upset many Chelsea fans? Probably, because we like to spend money, especially when it's not our own, and enjoy it. It's that sort of teen FIFA mentality of big names, big spending. But at the end of the day, the big spending hasn't really served us that well. I'm very pleased we invested money in Kai Havertz. I think he's worth every penny in terms of the long-term vision. Definitely Chilwell's 100% worth 50 million. And Hakim Ziyech, 35 million, definitely worth it. Not cheap, but... So maybe one thing, a positive is we'll have to rely more heavily on the academy, which we already have been doing these last couple of years since the tenure of Frank Lampard. Now, that is a huge positive in terms of Roman Abramovich's legacy. Well, of course, his legacy is Chelsea. Chelsea's success the last 20 years. Every trophy won, 19 trophies in 20 years or something like that. Huge, and Chelsea's foundation, charity work, building an amazing, dominant behemoth of a women's team, putting so much money into the academy, so important, and finally seeing it bearing fruits. Roman really wanted to see the academy do well. Now it's doing well. He leaves Chelsea relatively self-sustainable, and he leaves Chelsea with Cobham's academy, which will keep putting world-class players into the first team. If you said to Chelsea, right, new owners, you can't buy any superstars this summer and you got to sell someone, don't worry though, you're keeping Thomas Tuchel. Don't worry though, Conor Gallagher, Armando Broja, and Gilmore's coming back into the squad to play under, Thomas Tuchel. You'd feel pretty happy and excited about that. Absolute class talents at Premier League level. Young Chelsea lads coming back in. Nothing but feel-good feeling there. Oh, so what? You don't have the £100 million now to go and buy a Mino Raiola player and pay Raiola loads of money, pay the player incredible wages, and have that pressure and headlines like Chelsea superstar, is he going to flop? In a way, there's probably positives about that in terms of maybe not having that. Chelsea, I do worry about new ownership. I worry about the the shadowing prospect of a Super League coming back and new Chelsea ownership being advocates of that. We know that City and Chelsea weren't leading advocates of the Super League. They joined because they didn't want to be the only two that didn't. And Chelsea, of course, under Roman Abramovich, was the first to exit the European Super League. If we have a consortium of American owners, you have that sort of horrible gut feeling that they will just follow the trend with, the Arsenal owners, the Liverpool owners, the Manchester United owners, and they might direct us towards a European Super League. But I do have trust in the collective opinion of football fans. Not talking about Chelsea fans in isolation. I'm talking about football fans, from Premier League football fans, the European Super League team football fans, to just Football League fans. None of them want it. Everyone's voice counts, and everyone could unite against that. So I believe in the people and the football fans. But yeah, this is wild. So what does this mean for Chelsea? Like I said, moving forwards, maybe a new stadium, and depending on the inclination and the vision of the new owners, and hopefully more utilisation of the academy, and hopefully more success. And that needs to be the vision of the new owners. We have to trust Roman Abramovich to, vet new appropriate owners and feel like, what are you going to do with this club? This is my baby. Can you make it so you continue winning? You'll make loads of money of it if you do it a certain way, but you have to continue the vision. What do you think, guys? Thank you so much for joining me for this video. Remember to check out SPITCH by clicking the link down in the description. And make sure you subscribe and turn the bell on, friends. Daily uploads. So I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought. Body bag the verse, outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double. Silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo, chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't. I laugh me, baby.